Thank you, Stan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I've been in the area 2 days, and I have bragged of one thing. I got to change this remark that he made about 3 World Series. I actually played in 4, but that's not what I'm proud of. I'm proud of the fact that when I was with the Yankees, we were in 8 World Series, and we won every one of them. So I'm 8 for 8. And I've searched the record book, and nobody can go up as high as 8 without getting beat. I didn't play in all of them, but I enjoyed it, believe me. They give you 5 minutes here, and I'm supposed to talk about the goodness of Tommy Irwin. I give you 2 minutes, and I give the other 3 to Terry Bradshaw. I ran into Tommy in 1936. He was a rookie, I was a rookie, trying to make the New Orleans Pelicans. It took one day for me to say, who's making all the noise around here? It turned out to be a guy trying out for shortstop. They hit ground balls to him, and as he'd field them, he was chattering and yelling and firing it across there. In one day, I knew who that guy was. And our friendship has gone on ever since. He was a darn good ball player, I'll tell you that. We played down there for a great guy, Larry Gilbert. We could talk for hours. I don't know whether you saw me buzzing with Tommy. I've been buzzing with him for, as I say, yesterday and today, and just enjoying every minute of it, and that's one of the most pleasant feelings I got about being over here. We're bear-down ball players, and we didn't carouse around a whole lot. We didn't make a whole lot of money. We lived in a boarding house down there. Mrs. Mama Jamir, we both talk about her. It was $12.50 a week for room and board and laundry. We had some guys that complained. Once during the year, we went out Sunday night. We got Monday off. We went down to the Roosevelt Hotel, the Blue Room. He had a date, I had a date. There was another young couple in the neighborhood. And down we go. We have dinner in the Roosevelt. And at that time, they got a big band, they got a little floor show, and 2 people from Hollywood were there. Andy Devine, you remember the great Andy Devine? He and Jimmy Dunn. That goes back a heck of a ways. Jimmy Dunn wanted to leave the room for something or another. He came past our table, and Tommy says, typical Tommy, he says, "What's the matter, Jimmy? Can't you take it?" And Dunn stopped and turned around about it. Oh, golly, here we go again. When we finished with dinner, we're walking through the lobby of the Roosevelt on the terrazzo floor, I guess it was, and I turn around, I hear this plinkety, plink, plink, plink. This one girl that was married had stolen the silverware, and it's splashing across. And then she turned to her husband and says, "I told you not to take that." So we go out and we did the town. We come out of this last bar, and Tommy says, "What the heck is this?" I says, "Tommy, that's daylight." I says, "Do you want to go home?" He says, "I guess about time." His car, we drive home. Anybody been in New Orleans Canal Boulevard? How wide that place is there? Street over here and a street there, and about 30 feet of sod in the middle. We went home this way for about a mile. And then Tommy says, "Well, let's spur things up here a little bit." So he started cutting off and going up the wrong way, and then we come back and go up, and that's the way we went home. We got out of it. He's tired. He went to bed. The others, we decided we'd have breakfast. 9 o'clock, we said, "Let's go get him up." We go over there to get him out of bed, and gee, Tommy gets out of bed, he's like, "Oh, jeez," and he says, typical Irwin, he said, "Man," he says, "if I ever get over this one, I'm sure going on another one." That's true. That's just a sample. Years later, in the early 60s, and I'm going to find out something that's been on my mind a long time. Did Ohio State ever beat Penn State? Ever?
Yes. No,
once, didn't he?
64.
In 64?
63.
Well, this game happened before 64. Tommy calls me up, he says, "Hey, I got tickets. He's coming over to Columbus, and this is the first time I'm going to see him in a long time." Over he comes. Mike is playing in the backfield. I don't know what they call it today, but at that time it was defensive right halfback. That's close to where he played today. At any rate, against the great Ohio State team, Woody Hayes, of all things, decides to pass on first down of the game. And he overthrew the guy, and it was a surprise to Mike, I guess. The ball was right at him, and he dropped the ball. And I say this because, not against Mike at all, but because I remember Tommy's reaction. This was the time for Mr. Irwin, as I know him, to say, "Holy Jiminy, just look at that guy." He didn't do that at all. He let it go, and he says, "It's all right. It's all right, Mike. It's all right. We'll get him. We'll get him. Get him." I says, "Attaboy, Tom." That was a good response on that thing. Then the real other side of Irwin comes out. They got state clobbered in the fourth quarter. Ohio State. 3 touchdowns, something like that. Now Irwin comes out, he stands up and he's going, "Send in your regulars, Woody." Tommy, I played in New Orleans. I got lucky. I was sold to Milwaukee. I didn't like what was Milwaukee and Cleveland were doing. I wrote to Judge Landis. He declared me a free agent. I went with the New York Yankees. That's not too shabby a deal. Tommy stayed in New Orleans, had another good year, went to Milwaukee, had another good year. And if Tommy, I've said this all along, if Tommy someplace along the line had made the right move, maybe writing to Landis for the same reason that I had, covering up his contract, I really believe that Tommy Irwin would have had a doggone good major league career, because he could play, I'll tell you that. And that's what I've always thought of him. Now, I feel so happy to have been chosen by Tom to come over here and present him. Nothing can make me more happy than that, to get with him again and laugh like crazy about all the things that happened, the good things, the bad things. And I also want to thank the committee for putting in Tommy Irwin into the Hall of Fame, because I don't think you could get a more representative guy for this position than Mr. Tom Irwin. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you very much.